Hi, I'm Tanner with Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. Today we are going to go over another sold unit. The reason I want to go over this unit is because this was a custom customer build. Again, he called, we had a slot available. It wasn't exactly what he wanted, but we tweaked this trailer to make it work for him. So we'll kind of go around this trailer, talk about some of the cool features he added and some of the things we did this trailer to make it perfect for him. Up here under the nose of the trailer, it's pretty standard Cimarron stuff. He did opt in for just a standard jack. He knows that he can come in here and upgrade to a manual or a hydraulic jack whenever he sees fit, or if you guys have a trailer at home that you got a manual jack on that you do want a hydraulic on, that's something we can do here in our shops as well. Over here is your spare tire, and you'll notice on this spare, it is not a donut, it is not a steel wheel or anything like that. It is a matching aluminum wheel that'll match all the wheels around this trailer. The reason we do that, so if you get a flat, you blow a tire, anything like that, you go to throw this tire on, you're going to be matching, you're going to be traveling, looking sharp, you're not going to be traveling on a donut or something like that. You're going to keep this trailer looking as fresh and clean as for you guys as possible. Up here on the tongue, again, pretty standard. We do have your safety chains as well as your breakaway cable and your breakaway battery system. The cool thing about this coupler up here is that B&W and Cimarron kind of went together to do a coupler that would work for both them. The thing I like about this coupler is you can pretty much, if you can reach it from the outside of your truck, it's really easy to hook up because you don't have to like pry up really against the spring or pry down. You can just push it over and it'll lock itself in. The thing I also like about it is that when it is locked, if you don't want anyone stealing this trailer, hooking on this trailer, anything like that, they did put the option that you can padlock this shut. You don't have to buy a hitch lock, you don't have to buy a coupler lock or anything like that. You can simply just padlock this shut, which I think is super cool. Coming down the side of this trailer, you'll notice this really unique door setup. And this is one of the main things the customer wanted when he called. We had just a pretty standard 4-horse on order, but he wanted this hay room up here. Cool thing about doing a hay room is it gives you all that extra storage space. Again, it's made for hauling hay. It's kind of sheeted 2-haul hay. You have just aluminum lining, so you can fit, you know, bales of hay up in here. I think you can fit about 4 sideways. You can go all the way to ceiling with them if you want. It's got a light in here so you can see what you're doing. For some reason you're not hauling hay, you can always put totes in here, grain bags, anything like that, and just keep them out of the way, keep them out of the moisture and stuff like that. We also did do some carpeted bridle hooks over here, just in case he was using this for storage but needed some extra places to hang stuff and stuff like that. He does have the option to do so there, which is really nice. And then in the tack room, you've all probably seen our closet tack setups. Most of them probably have not had this swing out capability. And the reason that is because our typical closet tacks we do, they're a little smaller than this one. So it doesn't give us the option to swing this out because it doesn't have enough clearance. That customer wanted this swing out, but he still wanted that closet tack option. So we went ahead and we extended this closet tack a few inches to make sure that this would clear when it swung out. So the customer still has that option to use that swing out saddle rack in a closet tack setup, which is really handy. Also on that setup, we do have your Cimarron door fold out blanket bars. These are really handy too because they work similar to your saddle rack, that you can fold them all out. You can have horses tied here and everything's just going to slide off really easy. You're not going to snag on nothing or anything like that. The thing I like about these blanket bars is that when you fold them in, they're going to put some pressure on your blankets up against that wall right there. So that way your blankets aren't sliding off, they're not rolling around or rolling off these racks while you're traveling. In this fold-out tack room, or this closet tack room, customer wanted it fully carpeted. Again, it's a really cool, really clean look when we fully carpet these tack rooms. So all the walls in this tack room are carpeted. We've got some bridle hooks there on the wall. It's carpeted behind those too, so you're not going to have to worry about anything putting in this tack room getting scratched up, getting scraped up. It's going to stay really nice for a long time. On top of that, we got fully carpet on the door as well behind those bridle or blanket bars. Below them blanket bars, we do have your brush tray. Again, it's that standard Cimarron brush tray you see on all our Cimarron trailers. Again, brush tray, it's good for hauling brushes, sprays, anything like that. It does have drain holes poked in the bottom of it. That way, if you do get a leaky bottle or it freezes or something explodes on you in there, it's going to drain out of the bottom of there. Make that really easy to clean. On top of that, if it does drain out of the bottom of there while your door's closed, you do have these really handy removable rubber mats in your tack rooms. You can spray them off, you can pull them out and power wash them. This trailer is going to be really easy to keep clean both on the outside and the inside. Down the side, another thing you'll notice is that the customer did want to put a decal on here. We don't order a lot of our trailers for a lot with decals, just because something that one person might like, another person might, not like on a trailer. So it's hard for us to pick and choose what decals we think customers will like. So we typically leave all our trailers blank. We do have a decal company that can add them after for you guys. The customer wanted to order this one from Cimarron with one, and I think it turned out really, really good on this trailer. This is the Cimarron decal, so these are standard from Cimarron. You can pick through a few of them that they have, and they can put them anywhere on the trailer that you see fit. So I think this decal did turn out really, really cool. I think the customer will be very happy. Up top, we do have a 16-inch awning light, kind of Cimarron standard. This awning light up here is going to give you plenty of light right here if you're standing, saddling here, watering here, feeding here. If you're sleeping maybe in this trailer for the weekend and you need to keep an eye on your horses while they're tied out, that is going to give you enough light to do so. We do have your big 4 sliding type bus windows. They are large bus windows. They're going to open halfway too, so they're going to give you plenty of air flowing over the tops of your horses. I know the customer, when he was speccing this trailer out, we did have drop downs alternating every single window, but he opted for these big bus windows just because they're still going to have that airflow, but they're not going to have the cost of those drop downs. But that is something that we can always do for you guys. If you don't like these bus windows on the Cimarron tail side, we can always put drop downs in every window, every other window. We can do whatever you guys want on these trailers. Down here on the tire and wheel side, you will notice that they are the same. So that's the same aluminum wheel that we looked at up front with that spare. Another thing I want to point out is you will notice the green tab on all of these tires. What that green tab means is that these tires are nitrogen filled. We nitrogen fill these tires, I guess Cimarron nitrogen fills them. So on like cold mornings, hot nights and stuff like that, those days when you get a really big temperature change between morning and nights or just whenever throughout the day, the nitrogen in these tires, it's going to balance out a lot better than just normal air would. And pretty much what it does is it just keeps that PSI from fluctuating in the tire. It's going to make this trailer ride a lot smoother. It's going to increase the longevity of these tires. Having them nitrogen filled is kind of a really, really cool thing that we've been doing. On the bright side of it, if you do get a flat, you need to put some air in it, anything like that, they will just take normal air too, and you can get them filled back up with nitrogen if you want later, or you can just leave air in them. They're really, really fluid that way. The axles that these wheels and tires are mounted on are 7,000-pound Dexter rubber torsion axles. So again, you're going to have the GVWR on this trailer is going to be about 14,000, so you're going to have no problem hauling all the tack you need to haul, all the horses you need to haul, and you're still going to have some to spare. If you want to throw water tanks and stuff on this trailer, it's going to be a perfect setup for you guys. Coming around the back of this trailer is pretty standard Cimarron stuff. It is a 60/40 rear opening. Customer did want to put this folding rear tack on there, but it's kind of a cool folding rear tack. He didn't opt to put any saddle racks, any blankets or anything like that. He just wanted it strictly for storage. So this folding tack wall, it'll come out. He can store whatever he wants right here and keep it from rolling underneath his horses. But at the same time, if he wants to haul stuff back here or anything like that, he can pull 2 pins and fold this wall right out of the way, and he can haul UTVs, ATVs, whatever he may see fit. The cool thing about it is down the road, if he decides, man, I need to haul more than 4 saddles, I need some more places to put blankets and bridles and stuff like that, it's really easy for him to bring his trailer in, and we mount a bracket in the floor and a bracket in the ceiling, and we can put another Cimarron saddle rack in here, and we can put a blanket bar on the door. So this trailer's got a lot of upgradable features still to come. I think the customer did a really good job optioning out his custom-built Cimarron. The floor underneath these rubber mats is your standard Cimarron floor. I believe it's the best floor on the market. For sure it's the strongest floor on the market. So what Cimarron does is they build their floor on 4-inch centers. So by doing that, no matter where your horse is standing on this floor, they will be standing directly over a support beam, not in between them, not around them or anything like that. They'll be over a direct I-beam underneath this trailer. The cool thing about it is a while ago when Cimarron went to their 4-inch center thing, they already had the strongest floor when they did that, but then they re-engineered it a few years later, and now it's got V trusses underneath there, so it makes that 4-inch center even stronger for you guys' horses. So I mean, Cimarron has a really, really top-notch flooring product in their trailers. Up here in your load space, pretty standard Cimarron stuff. We do have unpadded Cimarron dividers. This is what's going to come standard in most trailers if you just show up here at our lot to look at them, or if you just say, hey, order me a standard 4-horse that you guys normally would. They're probably going to show up like this. We can always order them with padding on here if that's something you guys want, or we can put them on in our shop as well. Again, if you're ordering standard trailers from us, most likely that front stall will be a stud divider stall. We like doing that just because it helps you, it gives you another place to store your stuff and keep it from rolling underneath the horses. The main purpose of it though is if you have a horse that likes to kick or get a little bit rowdy while you're hauling, that stall is going to keep from kicking your other horses, injuring your other horses while you travel and stuff like that. Also, I've seen a lot of people haul dogs in this front stall, which I think is super cool. If you got a dog and you're hauling a bunch of people in your truck, you don't want that dog jumping all over your people you're traveling with, or you don't want that dog messing up your nice interior in your truck. So you can put them in here, food, water, and stuff like that. They stay out from underneath your horses. They got a nice, cool place to hang out while you're traveling. It's going to stay just as cool back here for your dogs as it will your horses. Which brings me to our next point, the insulated roof in these Cimarrons. Cimarron does an insulated roof. It's a one-piece roof, so from the back of this trailer to the front, it's going to be one full sheet of insulation. Cool thing about it is I mean, you can feel it. If you come look at them, just like myself, I just jumped up in here, and it's probably 15 degrees cooler in here than it is out there right now. So again, it's going to stay super cool in here for your horses, or if you're hauling dogs or whatever you're hauling in here, it's going to stay nice and cool for those animals. Up here we do have your two-way air vents that Cimarron does. Cool thing about these is we're tinkering with, you can move these wherever you want. We've had customers order a row of them over the head, a row of them over the tail. We just center them all so you're getting nice airflow over the backs of your horses, but you can put them over the head if you want to cool your horse's head off. You can put more of them if you want. They're really cool. They go one of two ways. The first way, they're either pulling air into this trailer or they're pulling air out, so you can get nice, clean, consistent air flowing over your horses. Over here on your tail side, you got those big bus type windows, kind of like we saw from the outside. They're really simple to operate. They're all going to have a little red lock here on the inside. So you can always lock these so they won't slide open while you're traveling. If you need to unlock them, it's a simple twist of this little red knob and they'll slide super, super easy. But the last thing I want to talk about before I jump out of this trailer is Cimarron's latch system. I always talk about their latch system. You guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but I think it's really important to do so. These latch systems Cimarron uses, they're metal on plastic. They're super quiet. You can't hardly get them to rattle, so it's going to keep your horses not spooking and stuff while you're traveling, which is super important. But the main thing that they do is metal on plastic won't wear as hard as metal on metal would. So metal on metal, it's going to grind over time and break down to the point where this will start rattling. This will maybe spring loose on you while you're traveling. But Cimarron does a really heavy-duty plastic latch here with the metal, so it's not going to wear out as quickly as metal on metal would, and it's super quiet for your horses, and it's a super strong latch system. A lot of people are worried about these latches on Cimarrons. A lot of times they'll see those plastic latches that we do, the cam latches on the back, and they're worried about those plastic latches, but we have never had problems with these latches breaking. They're just as strong as metal in my opinion, and they're a lot quieter and a lot more comfortable for your horses to travel. Before I jump out, I want to point out that we did also go to the upgraded OptiBright. Well, they're not OptiBrights no more, but they are the upgraded OptiBright versions on these new Cimarrons. In the past, if you wanted upgraded lights, you got the OptiBrights that were super, super bright. They looked super, super cool, but that light kind of dissipated over the length of the trailer. These are more focused lights, so each light you see in the stall is going to be focused right onto the horse. You're not going to lose a lot of that on your ceilings and walls and stuff like that. It's a lot more focused beam, which is a lot more useful when you're trying to see what your horses are standing on, if they're standing right, if they have a hock dinged up or something like that. Here on the back we don't have a butt bar on this trailer, and the reason we don't is because this butt strap right here, it'll serve as your butt bar just fine. This trailer's not wide enough to where you couldn't do a butt bar. We probably could have done a butt bar just fine, but the reason we didn't is because of that folding tack. If for any reason he wants to haul with that folding tack closed, that butt bar is only going to go 60% of the way across this trailer. So by doing this strap, he can grab another strap that's going to fit the whole length of this trailer. He can quickly interchange them out and have a strap for the whole length of this trailer. That way he's not having to deal with taking butt bars out, having two big metal bars in his trailer. The straps are a lot more efficient in that way. Coming around the head side of this trailer, again, big Cimarron drop windows on this head side. It's the main feature I love about these Cimarrons. They're super strong windows. I mean, you can move the whole trailer with these windows, not bend them, not break them. But they also have a really cool feature. The reason I like them is because they're really simple to use. You don't even have to pull any latches. Your jail bars drop down. You can feed your horses, check on your horses, tie your horses, all from the outside of the trailer. Really quick and really efficient. I love Cimarron windows. Again, we talk about airflow all the time. We have your air vents on the top. We have your big bus windows on the hip side. We got these big drop downs if you want to use them, but we also have slider types in these drop downs as well. So again, really giving you guys plenty of options, how you guys want your airflow to be for these horses, how you want to keep them cool, and how you want to keep your temperature adjusted inside these trailers. So by having all these windows and all these different options, it's really going to allow you guys to really maximize the comfort for your guys' horses. We got 3 big drops. I'm going to put them up so I can show you guys the full decal on the side of this trailer once we're done. And you'll see just how easy these Cimarron windows operate. They're big, heavy-duty windows. They slam shut. You don't have to worry about them ever falling, dinging, bending, anything like that. I want to show you guys too, on every single door and window on these trailers, it's going to be greasable hinges. I think that is super, super awesome to do on a trailer. A lot of times you see an older trailer where a hinge is stuck, it starts breaking a weld or it gets squeaky. If that ever happens on a Cimarron trailer, you simply hook a grease gun up, give it a couple pumps, and no more squeaky window. You're not going to have, sticking doors, sticking windows, anything like that. Any hinge on this trailer is going to have a greasable zert, which is super, super cool. I don't see a lot of trailer companies doing that, and I'm really glad Cimarron does. Up here again, it does have an escape door. The chest bar on these escape doors are super cool. They don't latch really anywhere anymore, and that's just in case in an emergency you're not trying to finagle with a carabiner, trying to get something unlatched, unchained, or anything like that. If you have an emergency, you need to get a horse out here, you simply just hit up, and it's going to come out of this little socket right here. It's a ball socket. But again, if you are hauling dogs, hauling feed, hauling grain, this is going to be a perfect area to store your stuff. You can keep your horses loaded if you're on the side of the road. You can open this door, get whatever you need out of here. It's not rolling underneath your horses. It's a nice, clean, out of the weather space for you guys to store, chairs, lawn chairs, feed, grain, stuff like that. But again, I am going to shut this door so I can show you guys the full decal that looks really cool on this trailer. And with shutting it, you also notice that Cimarron took it a step further. They don't have just a sliding type on that little escape door. This door will also have a drop. It's not as big a drop as your big windows, but that's just because it's a smaller door frame. We can't fit a big drop in it, but they still want that front horse to be able to get plenty of airflow just like your other horses. So they do this cool little drop window. It's gonna have that same sliding type. So again, just taking it a little step further and giving your horses the most comfort that we can possibly do. Trailer's got a lot of features, a lot of doors. It's a super cool looking trailer. So up here is actually going to be your dressing room. We saw the hay room on the other side with the tack room. So on the back side of both of those is this dressing room, place to get out of the weather, place to hang out and throw a mattress if you need to sleep somewhere for the weekend. Again, you'll notice it is fully carpeted. All your walls are going to be fully carpeted, your partitions are going to be carpeted, and your boot box. The only place in this front tack that's not carpeted is going to be your shelf over here on the wall, and that's kind of where we'll start up in here. So you do have a shelf with a 2-inch lip. I always like to point out that this is an actual lip right here. It's not just a flat shelf. That way if you're putting hat boxes up there, boots, shoes, anything like that, it's not rolling off while you're traveling. It's rubber matted, it's kind of sticky up there, so everything's going to stay right there on that tray while you are traveling. Below that, we also have a clothes rod. Again, if you're hauling clothes, jeans, shirts, anything like that for show and rodeoing. If you got coats in here that you need to use if you're trail riding or stuff like that, it's going to give you plenty of storage to hang stuff and keep it off of the ground. And again, we do have more hooks right here. We kind of like adding hooks wherever we can in these trailers, just because it gives you more places to hang stuff, store stuff. You can hang, again, coats, hoses, chairs, hats, anything you need to on that wall. We can always add more. If you get, a year down the road and you decide I need 20 more hooks, we can always give you 20 more hooks to install yourselves, or you can bring it to us and we can install them wherever you want. Going up into the gooseneck of this trailer, again, fully carpeted flooring right here on this nose bed. I think it's super cool because if he ever wants to throw a mattress up here, he can stay up here, get out of the elements. It is cooler up here because it is fully insulated like I talked about. But the cool thing we do is we pre-frame all our Cimarron trailers with an AC bracket. The reason we do that is because it's super simple for us to say, hey, throw 2 supports in there for an AC. That way if a customer ever wants to throw an AC in here, it's already framed. They don't have to pay for that labor. They don't have to pay for those brackets. They simply cut a hole in the roof and they can drop an AC in here, have a nice livable space in the front of this trailer. And lastly is that boot box. It's great for storage. You can keep stuff out of there. Again, boots, shoes. Keeping stuff organized and not rolling around while you're traveling is a big plus. The reason I like it in a smaller dressing room setup like this is it fits really clean in between that wall and this wall. And it gives you a nice little entrance step up into the nose of your trailer. A lot of times I've been traveling, and I know people do too. If you don't have something to step on to get up there, getting up's not really the hard part, it's getting down. And get kind of awkward getting down out of those, and by having a big deep boot box like this, it just makes it a little easier for you guys to get in and out of this trailer. And again, with all the windows up, I just want to show you guys how cool this decal looks. They have a bunch you can choose from. We don't get a lot of them in, so it's real exciting to kind of show you guys something, to give you guys a little more of an idea of all the possibilities you can do. Those windows up, you can see this trailer looks really, really sharp. It just adds just a little more edge to this trailer. And this customer's gonna have a really one-of-a-kind trailer while he's traveling. But if you're interested in this trailer, we do have more on order coming here before the end of the year. So if you're interested in this trailer, we do have more. We have 3s, 4s, we have some living quarters coming in. But if you're interested in this trailer specifically and want to reference some of its features, if you want to build a trailer of your own, or if you're wondering if we have some coming in like this, go ahead and give us this stock number right here. Stock number for this trailer is 5N210003. Again, it's a 2022 Cimarron 4-horse gooseneck. This is a sold custom customer order, but we can build one just like it if that's something you're interested in, or if you've seen some features you like that swing out closet tack or anything like that you maybe want to put on a trailer that you have coming, or order a trailer custom yourself, go ahead and give us a call. Again, my name's Tanner at Transwest. Phone number is 303-684-3409. Thanks for tuning in.